Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're tackling something that honestly strikes fear into the hearts of so many language learners, the A2 German speaking exam. You know, the Sprechen module. Sitting face to face with examiners, having to just pull German words out of thin air. Yeah, it's intimidating. But what if I told you there's basically a cheat code to passing this? Seriously, by the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly what the examiners want to hear, how to build your personal stories without freezing, and how to totally nail that partner interaction. Let's get into it.
Now, if your palms are sweating just thinking about this, take a deep breath. It is completely normal to dread oral exams. We all do. But here's the secret. We're going to break this test down into a super predictable, totally manageable process. Because once you see the hidden mechanics of this exam, you'll realize it's actually incredibly structured. And that anxiety, it's going to melt away into a solid, actionable strategy.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. First, the setup. Second, part 1, the warm-up. Third, part 2, personal stories. Fourth, part 3, partner negotiation. And finally, number 5, the formula for success.
Number 1, the setup. The A2 speaking exam setup.
Okay, the very first thing you need to know, this whole ordeal is only about 15 minutes long. That's literally it, just 15 minutes. And here's the insight that should instantly lower your blood pressure. You share that time with another participant. So when you factor in the examiner talking, your partner taking their turn, and, natural pauses, your actual individual speaking time, it's only about 5 to 7 minutes. It's going to be over before it even really begins.
Now, this is a strictly controlled environment. You'll be taking the test in pairs, absolutely no dictionaries are allowed, and definitely no mobile phones. And I know, no dictionary sounds terrifying, right? But it's totally intentional. They are testing your elementary language use. The examiners know you don't know every single word in the German language. What they actually want to see is how you handle it when you get stuck. Can you find workarounds? Like, if you forget the word for mechanic, can you just describe them as a person who fixes cars? They want to see basic, everyday communication, not absolute perfection.
And when you finally sit down in that room, your official candidate sheet is going to look exactly like what we're looking at here. It explicitly breaks the exam down into 3 distinct parts right there on the page. Number 1, asking and answering questions. Number 2, telling something about your life. And number 3, planning something together. No hidden surprises at all. The examiners aren't trying to trick you. The whole game plan is laid out right in front of you.
Moving on to section 2, part 1, the warm-up. Easing into the conversation. So picture this. You walk in, sit down, the examiners smile, they introduce themselves, and boom, it's immediately over to you. In this initial phase, your goal is super simple. Just introduce yourself and make some basic statements using everyday topics. You're just exchanging basic info with your partner to show that, yes, you can handle a foundational back-and-forth conversation without totally freezing up.
How it works is, you'll get 4 word cards with simple prompts. For example, a card might say Geburtstag, which means birthday, or Traumberuf, meaning dream job. Your task is to just formulate one single grammatically correct question for your partner based on that word. And, of course, you answer the questions they ask you. The biggest trick here, don't overcomplicate it. A perfect A2 level question for Geburtstag is just, Wann ist dein Geburtstag? When is your birthday? Seriously, don't try to build some massive complex sentence. Keep it short, keep it accurate, and just keep the volley moving.
All right, section 3, part 2, personal stories, independent storytelling.
Okay, this is where things escalate just a tiny bit, because now you have to take the floor and speak independently for about 2 minutes. But don't worry, just follow these 4 simple steps to build your story. You'll get an everyday topic and 4 key words. These keywords are usually the classic German W questions: wer, was, wann, wo, wie, and warum. Use those specific words to build your mini narrative. Let's say your topic is the weekend. Just walk through the W words. Was do you do? I go to the park. Mit wem? With whom? With my dog. Wann? When? On Sunday mornings. By just answering those built-in question words one by one, you naturally generate the 2 minutes of speech you need. And then the examiner will just jump in with 1 or 2 quick follow-up questions.
The official instructions literally say, Du erzählst etwas über dich und dein Leben, which translates to, you tell something about yourself and your life. They might ask what you do with your pocket money or what your morning routine is. The absolute key takeaway here, stick strictly to reality. Please do not invent some crazy science fiction thriller about investing your pocket money in crypto on Mars. Just tell them you buy a coffee and a book. Drawing from your actual, mundane daily routine makes the vocabulary so much easier to remember, simply because it's true.
Number 4, part 3, partner negotiation. The boss battle.
I like to think of this part as the final boss battle of the exam. The objective is highly specific. You and your partner need to plan an activity together. But there is a massive catch. You each get a schedule showing different commitments. Maybe you have to study at 9, go shopping at 11, and do sports at 16. Listen, these schedules are intentionally designed to clash. So whatever you do, do not panic when your very first suggestion gets immediately rejected. That's exactly what the test is supposed to do. You have to negotiate to find a time that actually works for both of you.
The whole dynamic here is basically a game of ping pong. Success is absolutely not about delivering a perfect monologue, and it's definitely not about dominating the conversation. It's all about the back and forth. Active listening is just as important as speaking here. You propose an idea, like, wollen wir ein machen? Which means, should we? And then you stop. Let your partner react. They might say, gute Idee, or explain why they can't. If you just steamroll over them and try to plan the whole thing yourself, you completely miss the point of the exercise, and trust me, your grade is going to reflect that.
We actually pulled these tips directly from the official examiners. These are the 5 exact behaviors you are being graded on. You need to actively ask questions and react to your partner. And here's why this is a huge deal for your grade. When you use specific clock times, like saying, am 2:30, you're proving to the examiner that you know A2-level time prepositions. When you give a reason why you can't meet, like weil ich arbeiten muss, you prove you can correctly use conjunctions and adjust your sentence structure. Every single point here is a golden opportunity to show off your grammar skills through casual conversation.
Section 5. The Formula for Success, your A2 Toolkit.
So, to guarantee you actually hit those grading criteria, we've gathered the absolute best rated middles, or useful phrases, straight from the study materials. You definitely want to memorize a few of these heavy hitters so you can confidently launch your ideas. Things like, ich habe eine Idee. I have an idea. Was denkst du? What do you think? Wie wäre es mit? How about? And the absolute most essential one for navigating that clashing schedule, können wir uns Uhr treffen? Let me repeat that one because it's a lifesaver. Können wir uns Uhr treffen? Can we meet at X o'clock? Having these locked in your brain means you won't freeze up when it's your turn to serve the ball.
And it's equally important to keep these reactions right in your back pocket. Das passt mir gut. That suits me well. Leider kann ich nicht. Unfortunately, I can't. Das ist eine gute Idee. That's a good idea. And einverstanden. Agreed. Now listen closely, because here is a vital strategic insight. You must disagree at least once. Seriously, if you just agree to the very first time your partner suggests, you bypass the entire negotiation part of the grading rubric. Always use leider kann ich nicht, give a reason from your schedule, and counteroffer. That is exactly how you get top marks.
So, as we've seen, the A2 speaking module really isn't some terrifying mystery. It's a completely predictable, highly structured scenario. You know the setup, you know the W question framework for your personal story, and you know exactly what phrases the examiners are desperately waiting to hear during that negotiation. So who are you going to practice your ping-pong negotiation with today? Grab a partner, set a timer for 15 minutes, and start practicing that back-and-forth volley. Remember, the examiners aren't looking for flawless, grammatically perfect poetry. They just want to see a basic human connection. Show them you can connect, communicate, and negotiate, and you've already won. Viel Glück!